Hey, best friend. What is up, my beautiful Glamazon? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another story time. I hope y'all are excited and I hope y'all all have your wine, your snacks, everything that you need, because I need to tell you this ratchet story time about me just lacking all the class. So welcome back to my channel, to my Glamazons. And if you're new here, what's up? My name is Nikki. I tell stories, Ask Nikki's, like advice videos. We do hair videos, makeup videos. If you're into any of that, I would love to have you be a part of my glam fam. Just hit that subscribe button, girl. It is free. And of course, hit that notification bell so you're not missing out on any new videos. As per usual, before we get into today's story time, I like to give my Glamazons a shout out of the day with one of you guys and your beautiful selfies. So we're going to be picking one of my Glamazon shots of the day out right now. I do toggle between Instagram and Twitter, so here are my handles if you'd like to give me a follow over there. And I just pick on the day of filming, so it's super random, and you just hashtag Glamazon shot, and of course tag your girl, so I know that you really wanted my home skillet biscuits. Everyone say what's up to our girl. You can find her on Instagram at hand.glam. Look at this makeup, okay? So many of y'all are so talented with your makeup, and I love to see it. I love the little ghost. How cute. I see you, your talent, your skill. If you guys are looking for amazing creative makeup looks, definitely give our girl a follow. She is a fellow Glamazon, so let's love on each other. Thank you so much, girl, for loving me and supporting me and watching my videos and tagging me in your beautiful photo. I really appreciate it. You guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do this without each and every one of you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now let's get into this story time, girl. You ready? Are you ready? I don't know. I'm not, though. Let me get my wine. I'm going in with my storyteller wine. Okay, I still have not finished this. I've had this bottle for like ever, it seems like. So let me tell you what I done did. This story takes place when I was like 21 or 22. I think I could drink at the time. Anyways, I was in my early 20s, girl. And for those of y'all that don't know, I used to think that I was a model like every other girl. I had a few friends here in Denver that were into fashion design and were just starting their fashion careers. So I had the pleasure of helping them with like their lookbooks and, you know, different marketing campaigns that they had, and some of their online stores, like modeling some of their clothes. And I even did some runway shows. Now, obviously, I am nowhere near like 6 feet. Your girl is not tall at all. Okay, I'm a whole ass 5'3". But when you have friends in the business, you can do whatever you want to do. All they do is put like a huge platform heel on you and you're good to go. Anyways, girl, I had a friend of mine who was very heavy into the fashion world here in Denver especially, and she had her brand, and I was so proud of her, and I used to help her put together fashion shows all the time, and I would also be in them as a model. So I would like to say that this story has nothing to do with Halloween, but it did take place around the Halloween time in October. It was kind of cold outside, and we were having fashion shows, which usually take place in the fall. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And my friend decides to drop a whole new collection for her brand, and she decides that she is going to be a part of a pretty big Denver fashion show at a place called City Hall. During the day, it can be like an art gallery. People use it for different things. Sometimes big concerts have been held there, fashion shows. It's an event space. You can do whatever you want to do in it, but it is huge. The Denver fashion show that was happening there was pretty big. So my friend got herself a slot in the fashion show. She was super excited to debut her new collection. So she gets a hold of me as per Yosh, and she's like, hey, Nikki, you know, I'm planning this fashion show. I'm really excited. You know, can I count on you to be there? And will you walk for me, girl? I would really appreciate it. Of course, I would walk for you because I'm a model, bitch. Fast forward, and finally the night of the fashion show happens. Now, before we get to the actual fashion show, I need to tell you guys about this whole different situation that I still to this day think is so childish, but whatever. I would like to preface this by saying that all of this happened before I was even in the picture. When I met David, as with any new relationship, when you meet your mans, you obviously have to meet your man's friends. And, you know, depending on your man's and how social he is, will determine, you know, the group of friends that he has. So when I met David, I met his group of friends, and they all met in high school for the most part, with an exception of one or two of them that he's known since childhood. And so I met this one guy, and we will name him Craig. And so Craig was a friend of David's, and he was not like a best friend. he was like a party friend. You know what I mean? Like that person that always bought everyone shots when you're at the club. Like it did not matter how many people were in our party. Craig was always buying shots, like consistently. So if you wanted to have a good time and not spend no money, you go partying with Craig. You know what I mean? So that was Craig. And Craig and David were not close by any means. They weren't like best friends. They just happened to be friends with the same people. So that's Craig. Now let's switch over to David's other friend, who actually is a childhood friend. They've known each other since forever. They used to play like Little League football. We'll call him Anthony. Okay, we're just gonna call him Anthony. That's Anthony. Anthony has known David forever and ever, and they're really good friends. And so that's what I know about these two relationships. When you come into this situation, brand new girl, and you're meeting your man's friends, but from experience, just really try to read the room and really try to like, you read between the lines, because if you don't, you might get cussed the fuck out, because that's exactly what happened to me. So obviously, you know, we're in our early 20s. We're partying a lot. And because Craig was always the person that would party, buy all the shots, everybody always wanted to party with Craig because he was always doing the most. Like it didn't matter. We could just be going to the club on a regular Saturday. Nobody's birthday. Nothing to celebrate. But all of a sudden, he tells all of us to meet him at his apartment and that we're all going to go to the club from there. And then all of a sudden, a party bus rolls up because Craig done got a party bus on his credit cards. And now we're all partying all the way to the club. Who's going to say no to that? Who is going to say no to that? Anyways, Craig was a good time. But it became customary that anytime we went out to the club, that we always met up at Craig's house to pregame and to meet up with all of our friends and all of us be in one spot. And then we go wherever we want to go. A random weekend came around. We were going to the club or something like that. And the plan, as per usual, when I received this text, I was with David and I was also with David's friend, Anthony. Like we were all hanging out together. David and I get this text and we start talking about, you know, going out and this and that. And Anthony was a part of our group as well. He had been, you know, to the club with us before. He had been to bars with us before. So obviously Anthony is coming too, right? So we start talking to him about the plan and Anthony was like, all right, cool. Well, I haven't been there yet. So can you send me the address? And I said, yeah, of course. So I send Anthony the address. Fast forward to that weekend, Anthony comes, meets up with everybody. I mean, girl, we would like be 20 deep in that piece. I'm not even kidding. It was so many of us and we would all fit in that little bitty apartment. I don't even know how his neighbors even dealt with him. Anthony was there. Everybody was there. We all went out. Everybody was bought shots. Anthony was there and everything was all good. Everything was all good. Then fast forward to like the next weekend or something, and I was at Craig's house with David. Khadijah was there. My bestie Christina was there. Our men's were there. We were just kind of having like a chill get together, and we were drinking. Okay, as the night goes on, you know, people are getting more drunk. You know, Craig was a nice enough guy when he wanted to be, but when he got drunk, girl, whatever it was that was bothering his petty soul would come out whenever he was drunk. And this night was no different. The night goes on and we're drinking and everything is fine and I'm hanging out with my girls, minding my business, okay? We're in the side of the room was a dining room table and that's where the boys were, and they were all sitting at the table just shooting the shit. I think some of them were playing cards or whatever, but you know the deal. So we're minding our business and I'm talking to my girls. And all of a sudden, I hear our friend, let's just call him Johnny. Johnny, who's also at the table with the other guys. Ooh, Nikki, somebody has something to tell you. No, just go ahead and tell her since you got so much to say right now. Like, I'm just tired of hearing about it. Just tell her. Johnny says all that and I'm like, all right, well, what's up? So I walked up to the table and I thought that this was a joke. Like I thought that they were just like messing with me. They wanted me to take another shot or something. So I go to the table and I'm like, what's up? Like, you know, what's going on? Like, what you mean? What's up? And immediately I was like, oh, this seems serious. So I look over at Craig and he's at the head of the table and I'm like, what's up, Craig? Like, you know, what's up? What's he talking about? Like, you and I need to talk about something? Well, yeah, Nikki, we need to talk about something, you know, now that you mention it. Okay? I just think that it was really fucked up of you to sit up there and, like, just invite whoever it is that you want to my house without asking me first. Who are you talking about? You don't remember? He was like, last weekend? And I was like, I mean, I barely remember last weekend. I mean, if we're being honest, do you even remember last weekend, bitch? Yeah, for real though, I was like still trying to joke during this time because I really was not reading the room right. And he got so mad. He was like, Nikki, I'm being straight up with you. The minute that a dude lets me know that he's like talking to me like that and like it's getting real, I sobered up so fast. I was like, hold up. Okay, all right. There ain't no need for you to talk to me that way. I had no idea that there was even an issue, Craig. So why don't you spell it out for me instead of trying to give me like little hints here and there? Like, dude, I don't have time for this. What is it that you're upset about and how can I fix it? You invited Anthony over here to my house without telling me, knowing that we don't get along. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, let's just keep in mind that prior to this, there were so many outings, parties, surprise birthday parties that Anthony was there for in the same vicinity as Craig. And never, not once, not one time has there ever been a problem. Did I ever know that there was beef between the two? Like, I was caught completely off guard, okay? Completely. You guys have like a problem with each other? And he was like, yeah, we got a problem with each other. And in that moment, I was like, look here, Craig, okay? Obviously, I don't know the issue between you and Anthony. If I did, I would not have told him to meet us here. But first of all, I was not the person to invite him, okay? I don't know if you know this, but he's very, very good friends with David. And he and David were talking about this whole event, and he said that he was going to be there. He also had other friends that were going to be at that same place. So, of course, he was coming. I had no idea that you guys were beefing. He asked for your address because you said for all of us to meet up here. And so I sent him the address. I had no idea. Like, I want you to tell me when exactly you informed me of this beef, because I don't know how else you thought that I knew. And another thing, I'm wondering why you were waiting until now with your little girl ass, now that the time has passed and now that you're nice and slushy drunk, for you to bring this up to me and then try to have an attitude. Don't let that liquid courage fool you. Okay? Because this can get real fast. Don't be sitting up there talking to me stupid. If you had an issue with this, I don't understand why you waited this long, because now you're even more upset as though I knew all this time and I didn't. And the person that waited so long to actually bring this to me is you. So like, I don't understand why you feel it necessary to be talking to me crazy. We ended up getting into it. We were yelling. I ended up leaving with David. My girls left. Like, it just blew up because he was insisting that I knew about this beef. And I would like to mention that the origin of said beef was years before I met David. Okay? So whatever caused the beef between these two grown-ass men happened before I even came into the picture. Anyways, girl, he got cussed up one side and down the other in his house. I end up leaving. And like, I don't really want to party with you no more. I don't know you like that. Like, you ain't even that good of friends with my man. Like, I don't need to be putting up with your antics and your fucking attitude. You are nobody to me. And like, obviously, I'm not worth the conversation because I'm not going to sit up here and be talked to like that. Like, I don't know what you think this is, but I am not the one. The fashion show comes up. Okay, so here we are. It's the day of the fashion show. I show up early as I agreed to, and I say I am the first one there, girl. Fast forward, the fashion show goes on. The DJ of the event was actually our really good friend Hector. We had a bunch of people at this event, and so of course, the minute that the fashion show was over, we all like met up outside. And by all of us, I mean like all of us friends. Every one of us that knew each other, we all met up outside. We were trying to figure out plans on where to go next. Do we want to go to a club? Do we want to go to a restaurant? Do we want to go to a bar? You know, like, what's next? I'm trying my very best to not be tense or awkward around Craig because like, I just want to enjoy my night. I really don't care. And honestly, this is not my problem. You know what I mean? I mind my business and we're standing there and so much back and forth was happening and it just sounded like the boys could not figure out where they wanted to go. Some of the guys and Craig were going to go to a nearby bar. My DJ friend Hector did not like that bar. He did not want to go to a bar. He just like wanted to chill. So he didn't want to go. Of course, Anthony didn't want to go. David didn't want to go. And so obviously, you know, I don't want to go either. We had met these two girls inside of City Hall. Now keep in mind there was a bar in there, so we had been drinking and we were not sober, okay? Which is why we ended up taking an Uber. Let's talk about these girls. I don't know their names. I don't really remember what they look like. But what I do remember is that they were together, they were girlfriends, and they were really nice, they were really bubbly, and they were just really social, and they weren't just random strangers. It turned out that another one of our friends knew them, and he ended up coming out of City Hall, and he was like, what y'all doing? And we were like, nothing. We're like trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And so he knew these girls. We'll name that friend Michael. Okay. So that was another friend of David's. He was just an acquaintance, but he knew these girls already. We end up deciding that we're going to take an Uber to our side of town. By our side, I mean mine and David's. And we tell them, you know, this is about where we live. And when we say that, those two girls were like, oh my God, we live over there. Let's just take the Uber over to that side of town. Maybe we can go to a hookah bar, maybe, you know, this and that. So that's what we do. We end up ordering an Uber. We all pile into said Uber. We start driving to our side of town. As we get closer, we let the driver know, David and I, that our apartments are literally right up the street. And then those two girls said that their apartments were right up the street. And so David and I were like, hold up, where do y'all live? And one of the girls was like, I live in so-and-so apartments. We live there too. And she was like, no way. Somehow, girl, some way, we decide that we're just going to go to these girls' apartment. Never met these girls a day in my life before. David and I thought it was a good idea because obviously they live in our apartments. So whenever we're done, we could just peace out and literally walk home. So we get dropped off at their apartments, which is across the street from our building. Now, they did ask David and I, like, oh my God, what apartment do you guys live in? And I straight up lied, okay? Because I don't know you like that. And I don't know, like, after today when I'm like completely sober, if like, you know, I want you to know where I live. So like I straight up lied, okay? We get to their apartment. We all go inside. Immediately upon entering, they go into their apartments, which literally is identical. It's an identical layout to David and I's apartment. Like literally same thing. Which was so weird. It's so weird to see your place with other people's shit in it. Like, it really just, like, boggled my mind. They start pouring shots. We start taking shots. They pour more shots. We start taking more shots. Their TV is on. We're hanging out. They got a futon in their living room. We're just, like, chilling on Twitter, laughing, watching TV, drinking. I remember my friend Hector ended up upset and crying over something. I think that he was fighting with his girlfriend. I remember Anthony having a good time, but then he got bored and sleepy. David and I were both drinking pretty well, and then, you know, we were just having fun and chilling. And then I remember looking up and seeing Michael and both of the girls just take off down the hallway, go into the room, and shut the door. All three of them went in there and shut the doors. Me and Hector and David and Anthony were all in the living room, just like, all three of them came out. We were all looking at them like, you nasty. Like, I don't even know what y'all doing. We end up, you know, having a few more drinks. I was very, very, very messed up. All right. And I just completely went over my threshold. I had to pee really, really bad. I didn't even ask where their bathroom was. Why would I? The damn apartment is literally exactly like mine. So I knew where their bathroom was. So I take off down the hallway. And I remember this very spotty, okay? Like I'm like coming in and out of consciousness because I am just so messed up. So I go down their hallway. And I go into their bathroom, and again, girl, I don't know what it was, but I opened up their bathroom expecting to see like my shit because, you know, the layout and just seeing their stuff, and it was just very weird, especially when you're drunk. And so I'm stumbling in there. I gotta pee. For a split second in my memory, I remember looking around and just seeing mess. It was just like mess everywhere. And on the counters were like these makeup bags that were open, and there was just makeup everywhere, like everywhere. You could barely see the sink. It was everywhere. So you could tell that one of them had gotten ready up in here. And you know how messy we can get when we get ready, right? I don't remember flushing. I don't remember finishing. I don't remember leaving the bathroom. I don't remember hardly anything after that. I remember kind of stumbling around with David outside. And then after that, it's just completely blank, okay? And it was just one of them crazy nights. Next morning, of course, I wake up hungover. I gotta go get menudo. You know the dealio. So David puts in the order for our food, but we have to go pick it up, right? And I grab my jacket. Now keep in mind, this was like around this time of year, so it's a little chilly outside. I grab my jacket, the same one that I was wearing the night before, and I put it on, and we left the house to go get our food. We go to the restaurant, we pick up the menudo, and I'm holding it in my lap on the way home. And it's like sliding around everywhere, and I'm trying to keep it still or whatever. While I'm trying to maneuver it, I hear something fall out of my coat pocket. I look down and I see this black compact. Immediately I was like, that's not something that I own. Go back out to the car and I pick up this compact, and on the top of it, it says MAC. At this time in my life, I'm going to be straight up with you. I could not afford MAC at all. Like, I could not even justify the amount of money that MAC was. Like, even $18 for a lipstick just seems so expensive. At this point, I remember never, ever, ever did I own MAC products. So I was very confused as to why there was a MAC compact that was inside of my coat pocket. So then I open it, and it turns out that it's a bronzer. I take it inside, and I'm literally trying to run through my brain, how the fuck did I get my hands on MAC bronzer? So immediately I think about the fashion show because makeup artists were there. But when I thought about it, the makeup artist that was doing our makeup was not using MAC products. I never saw her bring out a MAC product, so it just didn't make any sense. And then it hit me. My drunk ass was in those girls' bathroom. There was a bunch of makeup there. I don't remember leaving the bathroom. I don't remember leaving the bathroom. So, bitch, I think that I done stole somebody's MAC bronzer. I legit just completely took it and put it in my pocket and said, peace out. I straight up stole. I was thieving. Oh my God. I done went to their house, drank up their liquor, and done stole their MAC bronzer. First of all, to this day, I didn't tell David because like I said, I felt so guilty, and I knew I did not do it consciously. I didn't do it premeditated. I did not try to steal from them. And I just did not. I was oh girl, oh my God, I just felt so bad. I put the bronzer in a Ziploc bag. I don't know why I thought that this was smart, but I put it in a damn piece of evidence. I put it in a Ziploc bag and I closed it. I told David that I was going to go check the mail. I ran across the street real quick, and you know how outside of apartment doors, you'll have those little clips that are on the outside of the doors. I went up to their apartment really fast, bitch, okay? Because I didn't want them to know that I was there. And I didn't want them to catch me in the act. And I pinned the Ziploc bag with the bronzer inside to the outside of their door. And a bitch ran off. I promised I did not use it. I didn't even swatch it. I just did not even touch it further than just looking at it. And I returned it immediately. But bitch, I straight up stole some girl's bronzer. I don't even know their names. I don't even, never saw them again. Oh, and on the bag, I put, I'm sorry. I didn't put my name because I didn't want that evidence to be tracked to me. But I just put, I'm sorry with a little sad face. Mickey, who is my alter ego, my best friends call me Mickey when I get drunk. She is apparently a thieving asshole. And sometimes she be thieving. I think that this is literally the only time that I have ever done that. And I could not believe that I did that, but I sure did. And I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if a bitch just got tired of being broke and I was like, hey, you know what? They got enough. And I just decided to take it. I don't know. But I am not a thief in my heart. And I don't know what happened. It was just a fluke. I didn't want to go and be like, oh, last night was super fun, but I stole this bronzer from you. So here you go. That's the story of the time I was thieving while I was drunk. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, please don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm and making sure that my videos are recommended to you. So make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you. Here are my social medias if you would like a little bit more Nikki in your life. And also, I have a podcast. If you haven't heard of my podcast with my husband, we do have a podcast called the His and Hers Podcast. Well, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course here on YouTube. I will leave all of the links down below for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this new story time, a part of Glamourween. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see your beautiful face in my next video. Peace out, girl. Don't mind my nail, okay? I'm getting them fixed tomorrow, all right? Okay. Y'all be safe. Wear your mask. Don't be nasty. Hand sanitizer, okay? But make sure you ain't got no cuts on your hands because then you gonna cry. But like hand sanitizer.